88 Rising. We're going to talk to him about some new music he's got going on, about his EP In Tongues, his show here in Malaysia, and an upcoming album he's got as well. It's called Ballads One, so stay tuned. Ariana Grande first, No Tears Left to Cry on Fly. Joji on the line. Hey, Joji, what's going on, man? Where you at right now? What's going on?
I'm in the studio right now, man. What's going on with you? How you doing?
Yeah, we're here on the line with you, so all's good. So is that home base right now in New York where 88 Rising is at, or are you somewhere else?
I'm in Los Angeles right now.
Right, okay.
With most of the gang.
Right, most of the gang. So is that home base for you guys? Because 88 is based in New York, but you're from Japan, so what's the working arrangement like for you?
Usually I'm in New York, but I fly out to LA when there's work to be done.
Right.
And it's always a nice change of weather. So, can't complain.
Speaking of change of weather, we're going to talk about the weather when it comes to his music, upcoming music, and the stuff he's got out already in just a little bit. So stay tuned. Flow Rider, my house, right now on FlyFM. Today's hottest music and home of Fly's birthday bash. It's our birthday, and we're celebrating you all day, every day. You are the reason. Callum Scott and Leona Lewis there. We've got Joji on the line right now. So I want to congratulate you first of all on your release of your first EP In Tongues. Now, that's charted around the world as well. Now, did you put a lot of thought into what is essentially your debut as Joji? Now, this is your first EP, your first step into music under a new alias. Did you ever think like, I have to get this right?
No, not really. I just wanted to just make music and then just see where that takes me. It was all kind of random.
Was the music that you released on In Tongues a collection of ideas that you've had for many, many years, or was it just maybe a couple of years before the EP came out?
I did all those songs. I worked on them for almost a year, I think. But there's a lot of stuff that I was working on before that is not out yet, that I'm still working on.
Now that's obviously going to be on his upcoming album. It's called Ballads One, but more on that in a bit. First I want to ask about the songwriting on In Tongues. Along with the slow tempo, the lyrics also does kind of indicate that it's quite a sad album. Joji, did the things you write about happen to you in real life?
Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? I don't think anyone who's really sad is going to talk about it. Some of it's real, some of it's songwriting. You know, it's always open to interpretation. Essentially just going off of feelings and what I'm feeling. I don't know. It's all pretty random. It's open to interpretation for sure.
What is also open to interpretation are the music videos that Joji's got going on. You can check it out on YouTube right now. They're very creative and quite abstract if you ask me. We'll talk about it in just a bit. Shape of You as Sheeran first on FlyFM. Club isn't the best place to find the bash. It's our birthday and we're celebrating you all day, every day. Just a Psycho by Post Malone and Ty Dolla $ign. On the phone lines with Joji right now. I want to ask you about the visual aspect. Obviously, you write a lot of music and you've done a lot of YouTube videos as well. You've had a lot of success with that. So that make it easier for you to sort of plan out the music videos that you've got?
The visuals just kind of come pretty easily, like with the music that I make, just because like when I make the songs, I already know how I want to visualize them. So it kind of makes it easy for me to put that together.
Right. Now, on your music videos, we also see the names like Jared Hogan, Matthew Dillon Cohen, Brother. They're credited with directing some of your music videos as well. Who are these people to you? Are they not just associates, they're friends as well? And how does it feel like working with somebody else's direction on sort of like somebody else's instruction, so to speak?
Well, I understand that, like, you know, if people have put out great bodies of work, I don't want to stop people from expressing their own views and what they see. So if I choose to work with someone, I'm always very sure to have them be able to execute their vision properly too, just because I like working with people and I like getting other people's input too, because it's never good to be trapped in your own thought process for too long. You always need something fresh.
Right, and coming up next, we've got the one you've been waiting for. Ballads One is the upcoming album from Joji, but for now, this is from In Tongues, Joji's Slow Dancing in the Dark. It's brand new on FlyFM. Let's go.
Repo.
Music, Home of Life's birthday bash. It's our birthday and we're celebrating you all day. Girls like you, Maroon 5 and Cardi B. They're still on the lines with Joji. Now let's talk about how the upcoming album Ballads 1 is going to sound like. Will it still keep the lo-fi hip-hop kind of sound that you had in Tongues?
It's always got that like special sound to it. I'm always trying to do different things. Like, I'm never going to be put into a box. We will always try and push the boundaries.
Right, so we're all really looking forward to Ballads 1, by the way. But what's the timeline going to be like? I mean, have you set yourself a time limit as to how long you're going to spend on this upcoming album?
Kinda. As soon as In Tongues came out, I immediately started working on the second project, this Ballads 1, just because, you know, in this world now, you know, everyone's in a hurry, time is the essence, so I jumped right to it. It had to be, like, I didn't want to spend more than a year on it. But, you know, also, like, it was a long process of just, like, there were a lot of songs, like, we were just, like, choosing, like, what's well, what's not. Just, like, it was a super interesting process, but it should be coming out next month.
That's some exclusive information you just got here on FlyFM. Next month, that's when you can expect a new album from Joji. Now, before I let you go, let's talk about your time here in Kuala Lumpur. Shortly after In Tongues was released, you had a show here with 88 Rising. What was that like?
All I remember is the people in Malaysia are really, 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 like, nice and welcoming people. I just remember being on stage, and it was as if I was performing in front of some old friends again or something. You know what I mean? You guys are very welcoming, and I appreciate that. So I would always love to come back.
Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to having you back here again, Joji, because it was a good show. I mean, it was a good time. But on that note, do you have anything to, you know, any shout outs for your fans over here in Malaysia or this side of the world as well?
You know what? Shout outs to Malaysia. You know what I mean? Shout outs to Kuala Lumpur. Shout outs to everything.
Shout out to everything. Thank you so much, man.
Here.
Yeah, man, it's all love, man. Thank you so much, Joji. Hey, best of luck with Ballads 1. We really can't wait for the album to drop.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir.